The latest game of the Mafia franchise, Mafia 3, is coming out soon, and the excitement for it is growing by the day. Yeah, excitement mixed with trepidation that it might end up like Mafia 2. Alright, let's first take a look back on Mafia 2 and remember what that game did good and bad. First off, Mafia 2 was an open world game by definition, but it failed miserably at it. The combat was repetitive, shoot, cover and run, shoot, cover and run, with, I should admit, good game mechanics. The graphics were okay, but it was a character-driven story and excellent plot that made it stand out from most of the games at that time being. With Mafia 3, things are set to change, at least I hope. Another great story with a Black Vietnam War veteran back in 1968 in New Orleans called New Bordeaux. It's that tumultuous year in American history with anti-war protests, political scandals, lots of crime and gangs. And here we are in the midst of it as Lincoln Clay, creating our own gang, fighting against Italian Mafia to avenge the killings of all who were dear to us. I know, it's not the story you're most interested in. It's the open world. The question is it Mafia 2 style empty open world or a real one with sandbox elements? The answer, it's definitely a living open world with lots of main and side missions that, if you successfully complete them, will tip the scale in your favor and you expand your Mafia empire, getting closer to your final goal. However, reaching that goal is not a piece of cake. There are up to 9 districts you must take control of step by step. Impossible to do if it weren't for your underbosses who lend you a hand. There is Cassandra, who provides you with the necessary weapons, Skeletor from Mafia 2, and the leader of the Irish mob, Thomas Burke. As you gain district after district, you distribute them among your underbosses. Keep in mind, each underboss has their advantages and disadvantages. If one underboss thinks he has been treated unjustly, he will turn against you. And oops, another enemy you have to take care of. It's all about decisions that affect the outcome of your actions. Whether you proceed in a quiet or noisy way to kill a boss will determine what you'll encounter next. However, no matter how much of a stealthy approach you take, when killing a boss in a mission, you have to rely on your gun, and that'll trigger enemies the size of a small army. At this point, my concerns from the previous Mafia game resurface. It all looks like shoot, cover, run for cover. Oh, again, shoot, cover and run for cover. All repetitive as hell. Well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'll be proven wrong when the game is out. And in terms of graphics, it all looks top-notch with detailed open world set in New Orleans, rendered in exactly the same fashion of that era. That open world will be worth exploring, and I'll be definitely looking into every nook and cranny to discover things. And those long cutscenes and cinematics won't bother me the slightest, because they all look like they've jumped out of real life and had their fair share to the narrative. Finally, the big question of gameplay mechanics will be only answered when I lay my hands on the game in October. It will most likely live up to the rest of the game. I know all in all, Mafia 3 won't be a 10 out of 10 blockbuster. There will be things we won't like, but it will turn out to be a very good game in the end for sure. Thanks for watching my Mafia 3 coverage. You can subscribe and stay tuned for more.